Tzu Chi School distributes uniforms to students affected by the recent fire in Mae County's Jana village. Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia help a woman with dementia and her mentally ill children settle down. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Thailand. In mid-April, a forest fire broke out in Jana village of Mae County, burning down 45 houses and affecting about 200 residents. Worried about affected children who have no school uniform to wear, teachers and students at Chiangmai Tzu Chi School went to the village to hold a supply distribution, giving out school uniforms and stationery supplies.
Here at Chiangmai Tzu Chi School, the teachers and students are loading goods onto the trucks as they are delivering school uniform to the children in the Jana village before their school starts.
The male volunteers can clean up the distribution site. After that, we'll take the students to sign up and get their uniform.
The forest fire broke down in mid-April and burned down 45 houses in the village, affecting close to 200 people. Before the new school year starts in mid-May, Tzu Chi volunteers came to deliver the uniforms.
Our hearts went out to these students as their school will begin soon, but they still have neither the uniform nor stationery supplies. We learned about their needs earlier and came today to give them school uniforms and some school supplies.
They didn't have the uniform because of the fire, and I feel honored today to give them the goods. When I saw their smiles, I was also feeling happy.
The children are happy to receive the new uniforms before their school begins.
เปิดเทอมเมื่อไหร่คะพรุ่งนี้ค่ะหนูจะใส่ชุดใหม่มาโรงเรียนไหมดีใจไหมครับวันนี้ดีใจค่ะเป็นตัวแทนเพื่อนๆขอบคุณโรงเรียนฉือจี้หน่อยครับ
After the distribution is over, the volunteers arrange the children to serve tea to express their gratitude, so both the givers and recipients can feel the power of love.
The positive effects and outreach from Tzu Chi's rice seed distribution for farmers in Myanmar continues to expand. At the recent rice seed distribution in Mobi Township north of Yangon, a group of farmers from nearby Bayet village arrived to help Tzu Chi volunteers with their efforts. They explain how they still remember the kindness Tzu Chi showed them in the past years.
As Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chings carry out their rice seed distribution in Mobi Township in Myanmar, an unfamiliar group of faces join the relief effort. Volunteers learn they are farmers from nearby Bayet village.
When we were faced with troubles in the past, Tzu Chi arrived to help us. We will remember that kindness for all of our days. People in the village still talk about that year. So that is why as years go by, whenever we hear that Tzu Chi is helping people in Myanmar, we want to offer any assistance that we can to the effort.
6 years ago, in the wake of Cyclone Nargis, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Tanlin Township to distribute rice seeds. And now, the compassion planted 6 years ago has come back to greet Tzu Chi here in Mobi.
After hearing about the spirit of cooperation, we're all very happy. Now those from Tenlin are helping us. In the future, it will be us who will help others in need.
Once we harvest our crops, we want to arrange a meeting with Tzu Chi and our village head to discuss how we can use our harvest to help others in need.
The love and kindness that Tzu Chi has cultivated here in Myanmar continues to grow. For every bit of help locals receive, they will show their gratitude by paying it forward.
Japan's preparations for the 2020 Olympic Games have led the country to open its labor market to foreign laborers from 9 different countries around the world. The pay that Japan offers is 2.5 times the amount given in Taiwan. South Korea also pays substantially more, as Taiwan is now facing difficulty attracting quality workers. With this in mind, one should value the contribution made by foreign laborers who are currently in Taiwan. For example, there are 220,000 families who have elderly people at home who need round-the-clock care. In addition, Taiwan's manufacturing industry is also nearly completely reliant upon foreign laborers. Here's more.
everybody needs to go to work, so there was a time when we had to send our mother to live in a nursing home.
心里呢好难过，不是自己的家。
Later, I thought of something that could help, which was employing a foreign caregiver.
If we didn't have 220,000 foreign caregivers, then who would take care of Taiwan's 220,000 elderly people who are unable to look after themselves?
昨天煮什么？
回来家里比较好啦，子女都可以看到啦，真的心情比较好。
Our mother's health gradually recovered, and now she doesn't even need to wear a diaper anymore.
Taiwanese domestic caregivers require at least $60 per day or $2,000 a month, which can be a heavy economic burden on a family. So finding a foreign caregiver can be a great help.
Sumina and other foreign caregivers account for 38.6% of all 590,000 foreign laborers in Taiwan, with the vast remainder being concentrated in the manufacturing industry.
Foreign laborers can also ask for leave, and we don't have any resource or limits. For example, if they want to get married or a member of their family is sick, they can ask for a leave of absence.
Despite performing well in his job, Peter was restricted by the law, meaning he could only work in Taiwan for 12 years. Soon he would have to return to his hometown without a job.
I'm very, very sad, and I hope the company, Hartford, grant us to stay. At my age now, 34 years old, it's hard for us to find a job in Philippines.
Foreign laborers end up sacrificing both their youth and their families for the economic development of Taiwan.
They do low-tech and physically demanding work, or that which is uncomfortable, dirty, or dangerous, or when the working environment is not ideal. Taiwanese generally would not make such career choices, but this work needs to be done, and the only ones willing to do it are foreign laborers.
Foreign laborers working in Taiwan's manufacturing industry average a monthly salary of $700, while caregivers earn $600. Foreign laborers working in Japan's manufacturing industry earn a monthly salary of $1,700, while caregivers also earn more than $1,500, which is more than 2.5 times the salary in Taiwan. In addition, the average salary of foreign laborers in South Korea ranges between $1,000 and $1,200, which is much higher than in Taiwan.
With Japan and South Korea opening the market because they need foreign laborers, they will definitely take advantage over Taiwan when it comes to recruiting younger and stronger workers. The remnants of this foreign labor market are what Taiwan has to choose from.
Taiwan has some 590,000 legal foreign workers, which together with an additional 50,000 illegal foreign workers puts the total figure at 640,000. These workers are the lifeblood of the manufacturing industry and long-term caregivers.
How do we develop our domestic labor force without being entirely dependent on foreign laborers?
Where foreign laborers gather on weekends and holidays frequently becomes a sort of business district where you may see signs written in Vietnamese, Indonesian, and Thai, indicating that foreign laborers are their main customers.
I often miss food from my hometown, so I came here to buy these items.
Foreign laborers work and produce things as well as spend money as consumers, which is yet another contribution they make on an economic level.
Taiwan's acute labor shortage as well as declining birth rates put even more pressure on the economy, which will become even more dependent on foreign laborers. The government will need to carefully balance the need for such services, as well as the simple fact that citizens also need access to the job market.
Last November, Tzu Chi Selangor and Kuala Lumpur chapter received a notice that an 80-year-old mother with dementia was wandering the streets homeless along with her 2 grandchildren. After learning of their situation, Tzu Chi volunteers contacted the mother's elder brother who was living in Singapore and asking to visit his sister and her family. Here's more.
For Mr. Lim In Kun, this trip to Malaysia isn't for vacation. He's going to see his younger sister and nephew after nearly 30 years without contact, after being informed by Tzu Chi volunteers about their situation.
When it first started, I was contacted by Tzu Chi volunteer Mr. Dunn. I didn't know who he was. When he told me I should go to the Jingsa Hall, I was too suspicious to go meet him. Then back in Singapore, Tzu Chi volunteers there told me it was true. So the second time, I didn't hesitate to go see Mr. Dunn.
Last November, Mr. Lim's younger sister Molly was wandering the streets with her two children, both of whom suffer from mental disorders. After being informed by the public, Tzu Chi volunteers in Selangor immediately set up to help.
When we met Molly Lim, she already had dementia, so her memory was failing. We asked her where she was from, and she wouldn't even understand her own name when it was called. Also, her daughter doesn't speak at all. If you sit on her right, she'll look left, and if you sit on her left, she turns right. She completely ignores us, and her son is also very quiet and withdrawn.
After a lot of searching, volunteers finally found a suitable residence for the family at a local retirement home. However, due to the severity of the daughter's condition, the home was only able to accommodate Molly and her son, forcing the family apart.
Separate, I worry about her, and she misses us, I'm sure. Because all the time we have been together, the three of us.
After 6 months and stable care, her daughter's condition has stabilized, and Ms. Ling will once again be able to live with her daughter and son together again. Today, the director of the rehabilitation center has allowed Ms. Lim and her son to stay there.
We don't have patients stay together with family members. Now this is the first case, and challenging like now you see like son is upstairs, mother separate, and they need to time to we make arrangement for them to stay together. We must help them also because we are running this home also. We want to do a bit charity work also.
Now a family is reunited at last, and for Ms. Lim, this is a blessing that will be cherished.
In Indonesia, on February 28th, 30 doctors performed a 10-hour surgery to separate a pair of conjoined twins named Maxon and Maxen. After the surgery was over, local Tzu Chi volunteers recently went to visit the family to check on their recovery.
3 months after the separation surgery, the once conjoined twins, Maxan and Maxon, are recovering well. Tzu Chi volunteers and the medical team pay them a visit.
The surgery was a big challenge, so many doctors and nurses spent 3 months preparing and deciding how to carry it out. So asked for help from a medical team from Surabaya because they had carried out 70 similar separation surgeries, so they have the experience.
The fee for the surgery was $145,000 and $104. So the twins' parents tried to ask Tzu Chi for financial help. They didn't expect that Tzu Chi would help them financially, and the volunteers also gave them other assistance too.
At first, I thought Tzu Chi was just a group giving financial help. We didn't know they would come to the hospital on the day of the surgery to encourage us. They gave us material and spiritual support. They're very incredible.
The incredible affinity brought the family and Tzu Chi volunteers together as they celebrate the next chapter in the twins' new lives.
Since the establishment of Tzu Chi Foundation, Master Zheng Yan has emphasized the importance of integrating the Buddha's teachings into our daily lives. In today's Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary series report, we'll meet one Tzu Chi volunteer, Huang Meijing, who has been fulfilling her filial duties after learning of Buddhist teachings. In addition, we'll look at how Tzu Chi volunteers around the world reach out to those who suffer, applying Buddhist principles in their daily conduct.
6、7、8、1、2、3、4、5、6、7。媽媽做夠緊嘞，阿媽即擺記比我較好嘞。4、5、
These two people are actually a mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law. Having been married for more than 30 years, Huang Meijing has stayed by the side of her mother-in-law despite the onset of her dementia, which has worsened over the past 5 years.
Later on, she began to have delusions, so our family relationship became very complicated.
When others felt helpless about the situation, Huang made a decision she has never regretted.
对着镜头讲，耶，好吃，耶，好吃，哦，好棒哦，妈妈。先来抬腿，妈妈来，1、2、3。你爱算，我嘛爱算诶。我的婆婆的。
My mother-in-law should not spend the rest of her life like this. She should still be able to enjoy life in old age. So I brought her here, and every day I take care of her with all my love and strength. I listen to the Master's teachings. One cannot wait to fulfill filial duties.
爱跟力量跟耐心。
母女也没有，她谁都不知道我们是媳妇了，好像母女。
Huang is fulfilling her filial duties because of the Buddhist principles she learned.
用虔诚的心接受了佛法，入心来用在日常生活中，叫做佛法生活化。还有呢，菩萨人间化，不是这个图塑或者是木雕，绝对不是，是父母给我们的身体。我们呢，每一尊都是活菩萨。
To live out Buddhist teachings, one should reach out to those who suffer. At the refugee camp in Serbia, where the temperature is close to 0 degrees Celsius, people are handing out winter jackets, fulfilling the basic needs of refugees.
The refugees have been on treacherous journeys and they do not know how to move forward. They still have to wait for permission from other countries. I think they must feel lonely and helpless. Therefore, I think that people in Taiwan are very fortunate.
In addition, one can also cook for people who are starving. In the aftermath of earthquakes in Kumamoto in 2016, these volunteers are showing compassion by helping out and thereby following Buddhist teachings.
I have come to help cook hot foods. I help cut onions, cabbage, and eggplant.
For Japanese people to accept instant rice, we turn it into something they're used to eating, rice balls. After they show an interest in trying it, I hope they can find it acceptable.
Putting oneself in other people's shoes and giving without asking for anything in return is another way to live out Buddhist teachings. Then, at a forgotten corner, people are reaching out to help clean the home of a seriously ill father and his daughter. Such acts of compassion are also a way to enact Buddhist teachings.
After they came to clean up, I feel very relaxed and happy.
I feel very joyful being able to do something for the care recipients. Seeing many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters work together, I felt the strength of kindness.
Putting love into action and fulfilling filial duties inspire gratitude in both the recipients as well as the caregivers. If we can illuminate the light of love in our hearts, we can broaden our scope and live out the Buddhist teachings to benefit others.
A Ministry of Education program partners teaching colleges with rural primary and middle schools. National Taipei University of Education and New Taipei City's Zhongjiao Elementary School cooperated on the art curriculum, helping students develop their regional identity and giving university students greater understanding of rural communities. Meanwhile, in Shenken's Tuku Borough, every Wednesday at noon, elderly people get together to share a meal. This program enriches the lives of the elderly while giving the younger generation a deeper understanding of people in their community.
These students are introducing their work exhibited at Zhongjiao Elementary, which is a special community art center. The Ministry of Education is promoting a program where universities with teacher education programs send students to rural primary and middle schools. This art gallery is the result of such interaction.
There's more interaction than tacit support. We actually undertake some activities together.
They allowed students to paint the exterior of the activity center. Originally, it was quite plain on the outside, but now it has turned into the community's Zhongjiao's art museum.
Leading children to paint this wall based upon life in Jinsan helps stimulate their creativity.
They are now encountering subjects they never had any contact with.
These courses also allow university students to gain a different perspective.
Whether it's a skill or putting a theory into practice, few are able to gain such practical experience, which I believe is quite good.
Through this program, children are exposed to different courses and gain extra skills in the arts. University students are also able to learn more about local customs. Each Wednesday, elderly people in Shankan's Tuku Borough come together to share a meal. Each person gets their blood pressure measured. This borough head takes an active interest in the health of elders.
We take their blood pressure and schedule a talk during their meals so they can learn about something and also learn about their health. We can all gather here together to help our elderly.
These elderly people then take part in aerobic dance, while other volunteers busy themselves preparing a delicious lunch.
At the beginning, many didn't know what elderly people like to eat. Now we follow a sort of seasonal variety of food that is suitable for the elderly, food that is neither too rich nor tough to chew.
We take a look at what we have left over in the kitchen before determining what to cook. We want to cook soft food because these grandpas and grandmas have dentures.
These grandmothers are all old now. The borough head's decision to host these meals for their elderly makes it more exciting and gives everyone a chance to talk.
Bringing the community together also allows these grandparents to share part of the local heritage through oral histories that can be passed down to the next generation.
In Sri Lanka, city volunteers recently held a Buddha Day ceremony at the Watara District Hospital in Colombo. Since Colombo has been devastated by floods caused by heavy rains, the attendees seized the occasion to pray for the floodwater to recede. A free clinic was also offered at the occasion, where TIMA members from Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines provided a variety of medical services. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.